Tyrannosaurus rex, the ultimate predator, renowned for its crushing bite, fearsome reputation as the apex carnivore of the late Cretaceous. In his time, he was the feared carnivore from whom almost everyone fled. Everyone knows him and everyone feared him, but even the T-Rex, the so-called king of the dinosaurs, faced challenges. Enter the Ankylosaurus, a living fortress that could potentially turn the tables on this mighty predator. You might assume the T-Rex had no real threats, but the Ankylosaurus was an exception. What made this armored dinosaur such a formidable opponent? Could the Ankylosaurus truly stand up to the T-Rex and even force him to flee? Stick around to discover why the Ankylosaurus was more than just a bulky herbivore. It was a genuine contender in the ancient world. Let's take it back to the early 1900s. In 1906, the world of paleontology was rocked by the discovery of a new dinosaur. The man behind the find was no other than Barnum Brown, a name you might recognize. He was the same legendary paleontologist who unearthed the first partial skeleton of the Tyrannosaurus rex, the king of the dinosaurs. But while the T-Rex roared into the spotlight, another creature, quieter but no less impressive, made its entrance, the Ankylosaurus. Named Ankylosaurus, which means fused lizard, this dinosaur got its name from its unique armor, interlocking bony plates, known scientifically as osteoderms. These plates formed a protective shield over its entire body, making it one of the most heavily armored animals to have ever lived. Imagine a suit of medieval armor, but as part of a living, breathing dinosaur. That's what Ankylosaurus was, nature's own tank. When facing a predator like T-Rex, you need serious protection, and the Ankylosaurus was built like a tank. Its body was covered from head to tail in an array of thick, interlocking bony plates called osteoderms, each shaped uniquely to fit together like a natural puzzle. These plates were layered over the Ankylosaurus's body, creating a nearly impenetrable shield. Think of it as nature's version of medieval armor, but covering a creature weighing as much as an African elephant. But was this armor bulletproof? Not exactly, but it came close. The osteoderms were incredibly dense and designed to absorb impact, deflecting the powerful bite force of predators like the T-Rex. Even if the T-Rex managed to land a bite, breaking through that armor was no easy task. The Ankylosaurus's hide was built to withstand powerful blows, making it a very unappetizing target. And here's the kicker. The armor wasn't just on its back. The Ankylosaurus's head, neck, back, and tail were all fortified, making it difficult to attack from any angle. Even if a predator managed to avoid those protective plates, it still had another weapon to worry about, the Ankylosaurus's massive, clubbed tail. But that's a story for later. But how fast could it swing? With strong muscles running down the length of its tail, the Ankylosaurus could whip its tail back and forth with remarkable speed and agility, delivering a strike that would be nearly impossible to dodge. Each swing packed enough force to cause severe injury or even death, making the tail club one of the most feared weapons in the prehistoric world. Against a well-aimed blow from this tail, not even the mighty T-Rex was safe. Even the toughest creatures have their vulnerabilities, and the Ankylosaurus was no exception. While the adult Ankylosaurus was nearly impervious to most predators, its juvenile counterparts faced a different reality. Young Ankylosaurs were born without the thick, fully developed armor that protected their adult counterparts. Their osteoderms, or bony plates, were smaller, less robust, and hadn't yet fused to form the impenetrable shield they would eventually become. The iconic tail club, it was more of a blunt tool than a lethal weapon at this stage, offering little defense against the sharp teeth and powerful jaws of predators. But it wasn't just the juveniles that had challenges. The Ankylosaurus, despite its impressive armor, was built more for defense than speed. Its wide, low-slung body made it slow and cumbersome, a design suited for standing its ground rather than fleeing danger. This heavy-set body meant that once the Ankylosaurus chose a spot, it stayed there, relying on its armor to do the talking. Additionally, its eyesight was far from exceptional. With relatively poor vision, the Ankylosaurus relied more on its acute sense of smell to detect approaching threats and locate food. These limitations made the Ankylosaurus a bit of a sitting duck, immensely powerful up close but less adept at spotting danger from a distance. Even with its armor and defenses, life was a constant battle for survival, especially for the younger, more vulnerable members of the species. So, did Ankylosaurus live in herds? While direct evidence is limited, there are intriguing hints suggesting they might have. If they did, it would have been a strategic move to enhance their survival. Imagine a group of these heavily armored giants moving together, a collective fortress of defense. For predators like the T-Rex, encountering a single Ankylosaurus was a challenge, but facing a herd would be a daunting ordeal. Herd behavior would have provided several advantages. First, it would offer increased protection through sheer numbers. A pack of ankylosaurs could have worked together to fend off attacks, using their combined size and defensive armor to their advantage. Second, living in herds could have facilitated more efficient foraging. By traveling together, they could have accessed and exploited various food sources more effectively. The idea of herding behavior aligns with the notion of safety in numbers that many modern herbivores practice. For these ancient creatures, being part of a herd would have meant not just enhanced protection, but also the opportunity to share knowledge about food sources and potential threats. Although concrete proof remains elusive, the possibility of herd living adds another layer to the fascinating life of the Ankylosaurus. When it comes to diet, the Ankylosaurus was an intriguing herbivore. While many plant-eating dinosaurs stuck to soft, leafy greens, the Ankylosaurus had a different approach. Its teeth were sharp and somewhat specialized, not just for tearing leaves, but for processing tougher, more fibrous vegetation. This means it could tackle plants that other herbivores might have avoided. The sharp teeth of the Ankylosaurus were well adapted for grinding and chewing through the dense plant material. Its diet likely included a variety of tough, low-nutrient plants, such as ferns and cycads, which were abundant during the late Cretaceous period. This ability to consume a wide range of plant life was crucial for its survival, given its massive size. And speaking of size, the sheer bulk of the Ankylosaurus meant it needed to eat a lot to sustain itself. Imagine a dining experience where the only constant is an enormous appetite. To fuel its colossal frame, the Ankylosaurus would have spent a considerable portion of its day foraging and eating. Its wide, barrel-shaped body wasn't just for show. It housed a large digestive system designed to process large quantities of food. In summary, the Ankylosaurus had a diet adapted to its unique physiology and environment, allowing it to thrive in the competitive ecosystem of the late Cretaceous. Now, let's delve into one of the more peculiar features of the Ankylosaurus: its unusually wide belly. This barrel-shaped body wasn't just an oddity. It was a critical adaptation for its survival. The wide, rounded abdomen of the Ankylosaurus allowed it to house a remarkably large digestive system. Why was this necessary? The answer lies in its diet. Ankylosaurus primarily fed on low-nutrient vegetation, plants that were abundant, but not very rich in the nutrients it needed. To make the most out of these tough, fibrous plants, the Ankylosaurus had to consume vast amounts of food daily. The spacious belly accommodated a large digestive tract, which was essential for breaking down and processing these large quantities of food. This digestive system had to be efficient in extracting whatever nutrients were available from the ingested plants, making the wide body a necessity for handling such a high volume of food intake. In essence, the massive belly was a specialized adaptation for a diet that required constant feeding. By having a large digestive system, the Ankylosaurus could effectively manage its nutritional needs and support its hefty frame, all while living in an ecosystem where it had to continuously forage to survive. This wide, barrel-shaped belly was a testament to its unique evolutionary path in the late Cretaceous world. The Ankylosaurus roamed the Hell Creek Formation, a dynamic and vibrant environment during the late Cretaceous period. This habitat was a rich tapestry of flora and fauna, where a diverse array of creatures coexisted. Among its contemporaries were some truly iconic dinosaurs. The massive Triceratops, with its formidable horns and frilled neck shield, shared the same landscape. This herbivore, like the Ankylosaurus, was well equipped to deal with the challenges of their environment, though its defenses were more focused on predator deterrence through its horns rather than armor. Also inhabiting the Hell Creek Formation was the Edmontosaurus, a large duck-billed herbivore known for its ability to graze on a variety of vegetation. Its robust build and herbivorous diet made it another significant plant eater in the region, alongside the Ankylosaurus. The Pachycephalosaurus, recognizable for its thick, domed skull, also lived in this habitat. While its primary defense mechanism was its headbutting behavior rather than physical armor, it added to the diverse mix of species navigating the same landscape. This cohabitation with other large and sometimes aggressive herbivores, as well as the ever-present predatory threats, made the Hell Creek Formation a challenging place to live. The Ankylosaurus's heavy armor and defensive tail club were vital adaptations for surviving in this bustling ecosystem. The Hell Creek Formation was a lush and vibrant environment, characterized by a humid, subtropical climate that supported a diverse range of plant life. Picture a landscape brimming with dense vegetation, creating a rich and varied habitat for its inhabitants. The flora was dominated by a mix of ferns, palms, and conifers, which provided ample food sources for herbivorous dinosaurs like the Ankylosaurus. The towering ferns and palms created a dense undergrowth, perfect for grazing and browsing. Their thick leafy fronds and robust structures were well suited to the climate, thriving in the warm, moist conditions. Conifer trees with their needle-like leaves and cone-shaped reproductive structures were also prevalent in the region. These trees offered a different texture of food for the dinosaurs, adding variety to their diet. Despite their tough exterior, conifers were a crucial part of the ecosystem, contributing to the overall diversity of available vegetation. The climate itself was warm and humid, with ample rainfall sustaining this lush vegetation. The subtropical conditions ensured that the flora remained abundant throughout the year, supporting a variety of plant-eating dinosaurs. For the Ankylosaurus, this rich plant life was vital, as its wide, barrel-shaped body and specialized digestive system were designed to handle the diverse and plentiful food sources of the Hell Creek Formation. Despite the vibrant and teeming life in the Hell Creek Formation, Ankylosaurus fossils are intriguingly rare. This paradox leaves paleontologists and dinosaur enthusiasts scratching their heads. Why aren't there more remains of this armored giant? One theory revolves around the Ankylosaurus's dense, heavy bones and robust armor. The very features that made it a formidable defender might have contributed to its rarity in the fossil record. The thick, bony plates and the extensive armor could have made it difficult for the fossils to preserve completely. In contrast to more delicate dinosaurs, the heavy armor might have been prone to breakage or distortion, resulting in incomplete fossil records. Another possibility is that Ankylosaurus populations were relatively small. A lower population density would naturally lead to fewer fossils being found. If their numbers were limited compared to other dinosaur species, their remains would be less abundant in the sedimentary layers where they live. Additionally, fossilization is a rare event in itself, relying on specific conditions to preserve remains. The particular environments and circumstances needed for Ankylosaurus fossils to form might not have been as prevalent or ideal in their habitat. Ultimately, the scarcity of Ankylosaurus fossils adds an intriguing layer to our understanding of this ancient beast, making each discovery all the more significant and shrouded in mystery. As the Cretaceous period drew to a dramatic close, the world of dinosaurs faced a cataclysmic shift. The T-Rex and Ankylosaurus, each a titan in their own right, would ultimately meet their end in the same extinction event that spelled doom for so many other species. The end of the Cretaceous, about 66 million years ago, was marked by a series of massive upheavals, most famously the asteroid impact that struck what is now the Yucatan Peninsula. This catastrophic event caused climate changes, volcanic activity, and a dramatic shift in ecosystems. The fallout from this impact created a hostile environment that many species, including the T-Rex and Ankylosaurus, could not survive. The T-Rex, with its apex predator status, and the Ankylosaurus, with its unique defensive adaptations, both faced the harsh realities of this new world. For the T-Rex, its survival strategies were no longer effective in the face of changing prey dynamics and habitat loss. For the Ankylosaurus, its impressive defenses could not counteract the broader ecological disruptions. Despite their formidable adaptations and once dominant roles in their ecosystems, both dinosaurs fell victim to the same sweeping changes. Their extinction marks the end of a remarkable era, a testament to the dramatic shifts that shape life on Earth. Today, their legacy lives on in the fossil record, offering us a glimpse into a time when these ancient giants ruled the land. So, what's the takeaway from our exploration of these prehistoric titans? Even the most formidable creatures had their counterparts and rivals. In the harsh, competitive world of the Cretaceous period, survival hinged on a delicate balance of power, adaptability, and strategic defense. The story of the Ankylosaurus and the T-Rex reveals a crucial truth. Power is always relative. No matter how dominant one species may seem, there is always another that poses a significant challenge. For every king of the dinosaurs, there's a well-armored opponent ready to defend its place in the ecosystem. In the grand dance of survival, even the most fearsome predators had to navigate a landscape filled with skilled competitors. The Ankylosaurus, with its extraordinary defenses, reminds us that every strength has its counter, and every creature plays a role in the ever-evolving story of life. Thanks for joining us on this journey through the ancient past. If you enjoyed uncovering the secrets of these magnificent creatures, be sure to like, subscribe, and click the bell icon for more fascinating insights into the world of dinosaurs. And as you reflect on these stories, think about your own. What's your strategy for thriving in your own world?